was reading about a hospital employee in Florida who got arrested because they found him sucking elderly patients' toes while they were sleeping.
Are the worst.
This is why Florida's awesome.
23-year-old France Beldorin.
That's how you know it's a real fetish, though. Like it's
Old people feet.
Like
old
the love of the
people.
game. He's like, toes are toes. And these toes have seen a lot more than your
they're like
little 25-year-old toes out there.
They're crinkly.
Yeah.
And the skin is like soft,
It's like
but
paper
still
mache.
too much of it.
It's like wax paper.
Ugh.
Every bunion tells its story.
Oh my God, they're so and their toenails
My favorite
are
Rod Stewart song.
their toenails are like long and thick. Oh my
They're
God.
yellowish.
Yes,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
a tint to them.
They
This
kinda
is a
break
guy-
off, they're
Smell
brittle.
like cheese. Oh my goodness.
He's 23, looks 50, this guy, but that's what toe sucking will do.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
It will
Gross.
prematurely age you, but you don't care because, like Bill said, love of the game.
It's love of the game.
Men and
it's like,
women?
It's like the reverse of like where like an old witch sucks the soul out of a younger girl to stay young.
that's what it is.
He's getting older by sucking on their toes.
Oh my God.
He's 23, works as a sitter for a Florida hospital in Lee County, Florida, and he's facing battery charges. Battery on a person 65 years or older. The victim told the sheriff's office that they woke up around 11 o'clock Monday night. From deep sleep, they were sleeping, they woke up, and they felt someone touching their foot. Of course, they initially thought that it was a nurse checking on them, but then it happened 2 more times over the course of the night. And they felt something wet between their toes.
So gross, dude.
In the third incident. So they're lying there. You know,
Hey, at least they still had the sensation in their foot to feel that wetness. A lot of elderly people, they got the beatus, and they're not feeling that tongue come through there.
Come on.
so this guy was
man.
kind of doing them a favor.
Yeah.
He was reinvigorating
Maybe
their
that's
lust
what
for
he was
life.
checking. He was checking if they still had feeling in their toes.
Yeah.
Well, he
With
is
his
not
mouth.
saying
The
that.
reflex test.
Yeah. And then when they felt something wet between their toes, and then they looked over, and they said that they saw the guy on his knees next to the bed and bent over their foot. So this guy was almost like a little religious ritual for him. He's kneeling down. He could have stood and leaned over. He wanted to get right in that foot.
Well, yeah, you want to admire it first, and you want to be comfortable. You're going to be there for a while.
This guy's genuflecting in front of this woman's foot.
Ugh.
She said she ripped her foot away, and he went back to the chair that he had been sitting in. This is guy. This
He
is
didn't
a,
even leave. He's like, well, I guess we'll take a little break.
That's
this
so
is a guy
gross.
in the room. Now the guy's probably mentally ill. You know, these hospitals, they
He's a sitter.
aren't necessarily. Yeah, they're like, you know, it's like the kid bagging your groceries. They're like, all I need you to do is that. I don't need you to split
What
the
kind of
atom.
haircut did he have?
On his knees like he's praying. Now that you lay in sleep, I suck these toes. Hopefully won't leak.
Yummy.
I'm a creep.
Because I'm a creep. There you go.
Yeah, you certainly don't want leaky toes.
No, his mouth won't
Oh,
leak.
he hopes he doesn't leak.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes back, sits in the chair. These sitters, you know, they watch the patients throughout the night to make sure that they're okay and they go on shifts.
Maybe she was talking in her sleep, and she's like, why don't you come suck these toes, sonny boy?
Yeah,
and he's
lick
like,
it,
I don't
lick
really
it.
want to, but, you
Sonny
know.
boy.
Yeah.
Come over here and suck my toes.
Maybe he was just like a really devout Christian. They washed each other. They washed elderly people's feet in the Christian church, and he just used his mouth.
He was washing her feet with his tongue, is what you're saying.
Maybe.
Tell you what,
shine?
these are all great explanations for him.
We had to wash the old people's feet in our church.
He was taken into custody without incident. Yeah, that's like a more of a Pentecostal thing.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's not all Christians?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, we didn't do that.
Catholic Church, we did it like at Easter.
Yeah.
Where the priest would wash, because I was an altar boy for a long time, and they would do the old role reversal on you, because obviously Jesus deigned to wash the feet of other people, you know, rather than them washing his feet, he was, you know, reversing the roles. So Easter at my parish, the priest would wash the feet of the people who were serving in Mass.
Yeah.
So I had my feet washed a couple times.
I never had mine done, but I remember being like, ugh,
Well, it's
these
just
old, old church lady toes, they've been shoved into heels for years.
it wasn't even the aesthetics of it. I was just like, my brain was so turned around where I was like, okay, the priest is washing my feet, which I get the symbolism of it, but also is like, It's an authority figure. It was a role reversal. It was weird.
It's weird.
Just want to get out of there.
And I'm coming from a much weirder church than both of you guys. and
there was no foot washing in your church.
Mr. Get My Own Planet over here is like, you touch their feet.
Yeah.
Come on.
His church is like, foot washing is not weird enough.
It's symbolism. You know? Ugh.
I'm saying maybe that was this guy's MO.
Maybe so.
He's cleaning feet, but didn't have any wipes, so he's like,
well,
I
no,
guess
that's
he's
how
their mouth.
devoted he is. He's like, I could use this bedpan and fill it with water, or the mouth, the bedpan of the face.
The mouth is the bedpan of the face.
Okay, is that an R. Kelly song?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The bedpan of the face. Yeah.
Ugh, gross.
So this guy is doing what he loves.
I mean, I got nothing against sucking a toe, but it's got to be someone that you're intimate with. They got to be clean. It's got to be like something they're into. I'm not really into it, but I've been with people that are into it, so I will do it for them.
I would say they're into sucking your toes?
No, they want their toe sucked.
Would you be caught off guard if they asked to suck yours? Or would you
I'd be like, you don't want to do that.
extra?
I think I got man feet.
That's not anything that needs to happen.
I had a dude do that, and it completely like caught me off guard. I'm like,
Did he just go for it? He didn't talk about it first?
no.
He jumped under
did
the
not.
table at the restaurant.
He
took
was
his shoes off.
overzealous, and he thought he was killing the game.
Man, you got to.
They're having margaritas on a patio, and it was like,
Like I'm like, okay,
nice
like,
sandals.
Yeah.
I'm like,
anything like that, anything that's like off the regular path when it comes to like
gotta discuss.
what you like sexually, you gotta
I-
gotta at least float it out there.
he didn't scare me at first because I'm like, okay, legs up, no big deal. And then I'm like,
No big deal.
and then I'm like, wait, why is your head going down
Legs
there?
up,
Like,
creamy hands. Let's do this.
Yes.
The bedpan of the face.
it was not like even the pie guy asked me like, did I want to throw pies at him, and I
Oh, I
politely
forgot
declined.
about the pie guy.
Yeah, I politely declined, but like,
Oh, no, thank you.
I think he thought that.
I would have totally gone for the pie guy.
That is so messy. You want to talk about creamy hands? You want creamy body too?
You
Tell
do
you
it
what,
at
you
his
either
place,
get a
though.
pie or I'm going to suck your toes. All right, you flip a coin.
But the pie guy, like that's such a good story to have.
It's stupid. Like that's
But
not.
he likes it.
That's a beyond fetish. Like there's no sexual. Pie is not an aphrodisiac, is it?
For him, it is. If he wants you to throw pies at him,
gross.
he's into clowning or whatever they call it. I don't know.
Clowning.
I don't know what he said.
Were they whipped cream pies or were they like cherry pies?
Well, he didn't have the pies with him. He just asked, could he bring some? And
Can I
told
bring
him
some
no.
pies? I'm working
I
on my
feel like-
Fizbo act.
I feel like you don't bring pies to someone else's place. Like you invite someone to your place to do pie stuff.
He wanted to use my like I had one of those
Bisexual.
clawfoot tubs. This is
You know, and this guy, to
Pie
Poundcake's
males
point,
exist.
to Poundcake's point, he was overzealous. If he had just waited a while, it's probably very likely that Poundcake would have called him one night and said, "Hey, bring some pies over.
Probably not.
Tonight's the night."
I barely clean as it is. You think I'm going to clean up after your mess?
Bring
That's
a
what
tarp.
I'm saying.
So you
That's
throw
gotta-
a tarp down and you have
That's got to be
fun.
on him. You do it at his place, and he's in charge of the
he
cleanup.
he specifically wanted to come to my place.
Yeah.
Or you get like a nice hotel room with a really big bathroom. Mm-hmm. So then you don't have to clean
I was just
it.
so taken back. I was like, I've heard a lot of stuff, and gays are filthy, like filthy. And that was the first time that he just asked, just casually, like, hey, minor request. I'm like, all right, what's it gonna be? Let me break out the knee pads. No, he was like, I'm really into pie throwing. I'm like, is that like axe throwing? Like, what is that? He's
I feel like he
"No."
was trolling you.
He wasn't. He was honest.
How
to
do you
God
know
serious.
that?
Because he was dead serious.
Had you ever heard a request like that before?
I hooked up with him before, and it
Did he
wouldn't surprise
mention
me-
pies?
No.
Did he
But-
seem to be bakery centric at all?
Yes, he did, but he was like explaining like why he was into
It's like,
it.
can I
like,
put this punch
what-
key in an uncomfortable place?
He was like writing me
the
a
back of a
paragraph.
Volkswagen.
He was writing me a paragraph. He's like, I promise you, it's not as messy as you think. He's like, we
It's
can-"
messier.
And I'm like,
And so
dude,
you
no.
said, no, I don't think that. You had gone out with him for a little bit, and he finally whipped the pie thing on you.
Oh,
What?
gone out with him? No, I hooked up with him once before.
What?
Once before that.
Why was he into it? Like, what did he tell you?
He just wrote a long paragraph. He was just like, oh, he's like, it's just really kind of hot, and then you just see like the whipped cream and stuff like dripping off of your body, and you just hear the initial like when the pie hits you.
The
He's like,
thud.
yeah.
Yeah, why not just bring a can of Ready Whip and ease your
No,
way into
he
it?
wanted to throw pies.
I'm creating a whole
He wanted to
scenario
throw
for
them
this guy
at
in
you
my
or
head.
throw them at.
No, he wanted to throw them at me.
Okay.
Oh.
He wanted to throw them at me and, have my bathroom all messed up and have my,
Oh, so this is totally
my
like
tub all
this is
backed
totally
up.
like a
like a dom thing, yeah.
where he wants to dominate you
Yeah,
in a weird and humiliate you.
He wanted to throw pies at me.
Had he told you? Did you get any? Had he told you that other people had acquiesced to this?
He said he's done it before. I didn't go into details because it wasn't even a thought. Like it wasn't even something I would consider. He was trying to give me the rundown.
No.
And literally, I wouldn't even respond, and then he'd write another paragraph. He was like, "So I know you're thinking this is really weird, but," like, and then he would continue.
It is really weird.
Yeah, I was like, it is really weird.
How did you?
It's not my medicine, bro. Like, I'm good.
How did you explain your reticence to him? How did you respond to him when he says this? He asked you this via email?
This was Grindr.
Oh,
back in when I was throwing hands on Prospect Avenue and in my Prospect apartment. Prospect. But yeah, I was in my apartment and I had hooked up with him once before, and it didn't surprise me that he had some type of weird fetish because the way he was acting during that time, it was really weird. And then the second time he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "Really had fun last time. Would you mind if we did it again?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, totally." He's like, "One minor request." I'm like, "What's he gonna bring? What's he gonna pop out of his bag?" And then he hit me with that. So I just politely declined. And he never talked to me again after that. I think the first time was just like,
well, you got to move on, and you're not gonna waste your time. You got to move on to somebody who's gonna take a pie.
I think he hooked up with me the first time just to see, like,
testing the waters.
Yeah, but he didn't mention any pies.
He can't be waiting around for someone that's not into pie stuff.
But how do you determine if someone is pie worthy? You hooked up with him once before. I'm curious what this guy was looking for in you.
I think he liked my look, and he saw that I was willing to do a lot. And so maybe he got the idea like, oh, this guy's desperate. He probably would be okay with me throwing pies at him. And I wasn't.
He took down to clown very seriously. Can I throw some pies at you?
I thought that you were going to be throwing the pies at him, and I pictured some like crazy right winger who's like, like a MAGA guy who's like, as American as apple pie, and I'll throw it in my chest.
No.
Like,
apple pie.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
He wanted to throw pies at me.
He wanted to throw whipped cream pies at you.
I don't even know if they were whipped cream. He just said pies, and I assume whipped cream was on them, but. Yeah, no, he never specified what
That's a huge difference is what I'm saying.
I understand.
If someone's going to throw a warm apple pie at your body versus like a clown whipped cream pie.
I thought he was...
The budget, too.
That's what I'm saying, unless he's baking them himself.
I mean,
but still, that's not
trying
the time.
Trying to get his word out about his new bakery.
Yeah, I thought he was trolling. I really did think he was trolling, but he was really diving hard. And I'm like, all right. Like,
so did he go to great lengths to try to convince you?
Yes. And he was sending me pictures. He's just like...
Sending you pictures of what?
Of him trying to entice me like, oh, well, if you let me come over and do this, then you can get this. I'm like, well, I already had that. Like, you're not going to entice me with something I already had.
Pardon the pun, but how did he sweeten the deal?
What do you mean?
Like, he wasn't like, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you.
No.
Like,
no, there was nothing he could say.
It's not like you get a pie and a massage and like a package deal.
We had already hooked up once, and I was content with that. I was like, okay.
Say, bring two pies, one to throw and then one to eat.
No, he wanted to bring...
You can throw one at me, but leave the other one here.
He wanted to bring multiple. He said pies, like pies, like more than one. I'm like, what is this? I'm going to set my whole bathroom
Straight
up.
or gay, that is one of the wilder things I've heard.
I've never heard that before.
If somebody said, I want to throw pies at you, I would absolutely agree to do that.
You're joking.
No. The story goes right.
The story. But I also thought
just because you're going to be a little sticky, who cares? You hop in the shower and you're right as rain.
I thought it was the other way around, though. I thought Poundcake was going to throw pies at this guy.
No.
I don't know if I'd be as accepting of someone throwing pies at me
you say
and then
you
having to clean it up.
You say you can do it. The cleaning, yeah. But you go, you can do it, but then I get to do it to you.
And I think the reason why he didn't want me to go to his place was because he was a college student. Like, I lived right by CSU campus back then. So all the little thotties would come hit me up on Grindr.
Those kind of people interest me to know their kink so young. I feel like kinks kind of develop as you get older. Like the more you try.
Yeah, it's a brave new world because of the internet.
I guess that's true too. I was like, the more you try things, the more you're like, oh, maybe I am into that. Or
Yeah,
I'm
you're
into
throwing
this.
darts for a while.
If this kid's 20 years old, he's like, I'm really into pie.
If that's your kink, you probably knew that pretty early on.
Maybe American Pie did it for him.
Yeah, there's something that probably happened that pushed him in that direction.
He's watching the Bozo Show and realized that he got a boner every time it came on.
And he wasn't shy about it. Like, he was like, Grindr, you can pretty much get whatever you want on here. It's a buffet. You just got to find out.
That's not something you can really be shy about. You have to tell. You can't.
You got to own that.
Well, get a man that you trust. Get a boyfriend. You don't get.
That's
some
what he was
street meat
looking
doing
for.
that.
He was trying. Everybody else probably turned him down.
He's on the wrong app.
He has been relegated to an app. What's the right app for a guy who wants to
like
throw
a
pies
fetish
at
thing,
people?
maybe like a fetish app.
There's plenty. Scruff, Buff, Bender.
There are two separate apps called Scruff and Buff.
Well, one's for facial hair, one's for muscles. Come on, Alan. Stay here.
Why wouldn't they combine the two? I mean,
Buff Scruff, because not everybody who's muscly has a facial hair.
But you're gonna, if you like one, you probably like the other. I mean,
No.
you're gonna run out of venture capital at some point. You're
you
gonna have
might
to.
want buff and completely clean shaven,
There's
or
Hornet.
scruffy belly.
There's Hornet. You can
That's
go
where
there.
they have a stinger on their butt.
All types of stuff.
What's Hornet?
Just another gay app. I've never been on it. The only thing I've ever used was
Well, I
Tinder.
assume it's a gay app. What's the hook?
I don't
Pardon
know.
the pun.
I've only been on Grindr and Tinder. I have no idea.
So how do you know all these other apps?
I know they exist because guys tell me. They're like, so I met this guy on Hornet, or I met this guy on Scruff. I'm like, don't you just duplicate your
Hornet.
Well, scruff is for like hairy dudes, I thought.
I guess
That it's
bears.
like, yeah, it's like bears who want to be with other
Sure,
bears.
you can find your fetish, but like, you're just duplicating a profile. Like these people aren't exclusive to one. Like
Oh,
they use
Hornet. Yeah,
Grindr.
okay. Hornet's just. It's been around since 2011.
Oh, wow.
That's an eternity in dating app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm loyal. I'm brand loyal.
It's mostly
Grindr and
overseas.
Tinder.
Was it MeHole telling you about Hornet? It's the number one app in a lot of other countries.
No. Mehole was from Grindr.
I met MeHole on Hornet. And we're still together.
I'll never forget him for calling me a
Well, then
male.
I think that we should let that guy live vicariously through us. And even though it's a little bit of a repeat, I think that should be Poundcake's Polar Blast punishment next year.
No.
Yeah,
Pie
someone
firing
come
squad?
throw pies at him.
Stupid.
Piring squad.
Okay.
They're all stupid.
They're all
Look at my
dumb.
face. Thing ain't stupider than this. Bill's coming up a bulk. It's stupid.
Yeah,
I like
it's all
this.
stupid.
All of a sudden, we're going into the archives
Can we
to
do
come
some
up with
highbrow
punishments.
Please, please,
Yeah,
Alan.
right.
If only I could
Yeah.
find that guy.
If you lose the Polar Blast, you have to do a book report.
Right, exactly.
On the diary
All
of
right,
Anne
your
Frank.
punishment is you have to read the complete works of Charles Portis.
And make a diorama
R.I.P.
about it.
Yeah, if only the guy was here. Maybe he graduated because this was 3 years ago.
Maybe he graduated.
Maybe
If all his pie stuff didn't get in the way, he was probably going to graduate.
Maybe he transferred to clown
I was like,
college.
he could have a master's or something.
Maybe he was in a fraternity.
Maybe. But I have a feeling that he would probably want to come over and film it.
I'm going to throw a pie.
Sim become pie.
Guy said he was into dough, and Poundcake thought he meant money, somebody says. All right.
Dough and pie crust.
He wanted to throw hands after Poundcake wouldn't throw pies.
No, he would. He was asking me over the app. I wouldn't let him come over, and my apartment was like Fort Knox.
I would think if you were really into it, you'd want them to do it where you live.
That's what I'm saying.
He lived in
Yeah,
the dorm
that's what he-
though.
that's
How about
what
he
Bill
was in the
said.
dorm? Yeah, he didn't have the
Probably had a roommate.
freedom. Yeah.
They're like, what the hell are you doing in our
He's
cold
in a
bathroom?
10 by 10 square, yeah.
Terry, why are you throwing pies at this young black gentleman?
I put a sock on the door. It means it's pie night.
That's my pie sock.
Since you campus is actually like their apartments, like they're pretty lit. Like so, they're not normal dorms. So I probably could have, but it wasn't even a consideration. I had no
Wow.
interest.
All right. He said he was overzealous, by the way. What would be the appropriate amount of zeal
I don't know.
to introduce the pie situation? You're like, hey, man,
He was overzealous when he was eating my feet, not the pies.
eating your feet.
You can't just spring that on a brother.
Yeah.
They're delicate.
I wonder if somebody's going to eat. Well, I guess he won't. He's not going to be in Gen Pop. Weinstein is going to be off like in his own. I was reading about. He's going to be. They said his cell will be like a little hotel.
Oh, I
think
hate that
he's-
they describe it that way.
You think he's not going to kill himself like Jeffrey Epstein didn't?
Well, they
Well,
took
they
him
got to
to.
keep him away because he will get killed. Like, someone will kill him.
But why? Who wants to kill Harvey Weinstein?
Because he's a gross human.
They're all
awful
gross human in
things.
prison.
In prison,
Yeah.
but
You
it's
know how many
also
rapists are
Dude,
in there?
they're-
Like,
yeah,
it
but
gives you a
there's, like,
good
levels.
reputation though. Like if you're not getting out, then you.
oh, because he's famous.
Yeah,
you mean.
you're killing someone that's famous. There's probably someone that will pay you or pay your family to do it. So you like, yeah, I'll do this.
Well,
Well, I care.
They took him to Bellevue after the guilty verdict, and then he's going to be out at Rikers. But they're like his cell, as you might expect, is going to be pretty nice, a little hotel.
That's cool. I mean, if I was to do time, I would like a little TV set.
I mean, it's bad news for the female hacks, by the way, given his history with hotel rooms. They're going to walk by. He's going to be lounging in
plants,
his
though.
robe. Yeah, looking to relive the gross old days, you know?
The gross old.
Want to see my purple pouch?
Oh, come on.
My little aubergine cashew? So there you go. Harvey Weinstein. He's going to be at Rikers, and he's going to have his own little thing, like Cosby. Cosby's treated like royalty in prison. I think one of Cosby's, either Cosby himself or one of his spokespeople, had to come out and comment on the Harvey Weinstein thing about another miscarriage of justice.
Oh, jeez.
All the famous rapists are standing together.
You think Cosby's gonna die in prison?
Yes. He's
Yeah.
old. He's in poor health.
His
eyes don't work.
He's probably gonna be out in the next year.
Does he have like cataracts or something, or does he just have cloudy eyes?
I thought that's
It's
just
hard.
what they were saying.
Yeah, it's hard.
because of the-
It's hard to tell how much these guys pretend, and how much. I'm sure the stress of the whole thing will take a little bit of a toll on you. But they said that Harvey Weinstein's cell, he'll have a private cell with a shower, a television, and a phone.
Nice. A phone.
It's like your own little apartment.
I'd be cool with a phone.
It's very isolated. It's a way to guarantee his safety. But they are worried about him ending up like Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey
rather.
Weinstein.
Hard to keep him separate.
Yeah.
Weinstein, Epstein, yeah.
Well, that better be a load-bearing bunk bed then, if he's going to hang himself like Epstein.
Yeah, he's going to need a few sheets.
Yeah. Like there's a bed that could hold that action.
I'm mad that his prison cell is the same as my apartment.
It's probably
And
It's
he's
a concrete
not
square.
underground.
and he's above
I know, that's what
ground.
I'm saying. Like,
his window's probably better.
like I wonder what he pay him rent
He
for
pays
that.
less,
How many
yeah.
square feet is it?
But I like these rich guys. They'll hire prison consultants, like that movie Get Hard with Kevin Hart and
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
to prepare you for prison.
They'll hire people to prepare them for prison, which is weird to me because it's like you're not going to have the traditional prison experience.
You're not going out on the yard.
Right.
And stakes your set.
You're going to have your own place
You gotta throw it up.
with a phone.
If
Hey,
you were gonna go into prison, would you like binge like the lockups and Raw and all that kind of stuff?
I've already seen all those.
I would treat you just like
Do
my
you feel like
pepper.
you've learned enough?
No.
No.
I don't think you can learn anything until you're in there.
Right.
Some guy's
Yeah.
trying to get all
'Cause
up inside you.
I think each one is kind of its own thing, too.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different... Like, if you watch those lockup shows, like, there's some that, like...
They make me
They're a
cry,
lot
man.
more, like, communal... Like, they're communal, but then there's more, like, isolated ones, and... Yeah.
Some of them are like Oz back
Yeah.
in the day on HBO. So, yeah, most of the time they said he will be alone in an 8x10 cell.
My bedroom is 10 by 12, so take that.
Take that, Harvey Weinstein.
I can't fit a queen size bed in there, but
And it's an island, so he might have a, like, water view. Like,
hey,
Well, they don't think
Go to the river.
they don't think he's going to stay there. I think they're going to put him somewhere else. But and his wife's already dating. She's dating Adrian Brody.
good for
Oh,
you.
really?
Good for you.
Imagine
lady.
being
Move
Harvey
on.
Weinstein's
Yummy.
wife. She's like, I'm this gorgeous model. I've been tethered to this bloated carcass because he was rich, right?
She gets his money and never has
takes
to see him
half
again.
his money, right? And then she, gets a dude who's like commensurate more with how she looks, rather than Harvey Weinstein.
I don't even think I would want her.
And Adrian Brody's not an amazing looking guy, but he's not Harvey Weinstein.
he's good looking. When
He's a weird looking dude, boy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of features.
Yeah, he does. That's a nice way to put it. Yeah.
He's got a lot
She
of
probably feels very comfortable with him. All right, I got a break. Those Rolling Stones tickets for you after this break here. They're going to do June the 19th at First Energy Stadium, that No Filter tour, their first appearance in Cleveland in a long time. So want to go see the Stones, get you set up here shortly. 3519